way back in Minnesota, and now has an opportunity to be honest, go from worst to first. Still riding off that hot streak. He started the season 4-0, and now Joel trying to wreck it. And the bubble, it's on the ground, picked up by Lawrence Taylor.
It's LT,
and LT will take it to the crib.
Oh my goodness! And look at Joel trying to keep his cool, but what a way to start the game, Scott. You need a replay at some point. Joel looking nasty on the kick return, and Blocky out of nowhere clapped him.
You got to be careful. I know everybody thinks it's free range, do all the spins and the jukes that you want, but remember you haven't set your ball carrier settings on that opening kickoff. You haven't got to that screen yet. And this time just goes down at the 24. Look at this again. It's Dion. Prime time. He's getting wild here in the opening kickoff, and then all of a sudden, Jumanji.
And it's Red Star versus Red Star. Like you said, a stampede in Lawrence Taylor. And if anyone's going to make Deion Sanders fumble, it's the Hall of Famer, LT. Stop all that dancing and feel my wrath.
LT, the former Tar Heel, primetime coach, went to Florida State.
And for young Joel, Scott, this is tough in a big game. He's still in the hunt for that bye. He needs a lot of things to happen, but he's aware he could get it. And to start off like that, he's going to have to fight through some early adversity. But he's built to do it. It's a long ball game.
Run and shoot. Offensive playbook for Joel. Throws it short. There's Julio. Will pick up the first down.
Joel, right now, Scott, you need to be able to show. Look at him. He looks calm. Rapping along to his playlist.
Going up against Blocky's Kansas City Chiefs defensive playbook. Straight through the meta. It's going to bring a lot of 3-3-5. A lot of aggressiveness.
Yeah, Joel in that run and shoot offensive playbook.
Yeah, a little unique. Only player in the league with that playbook. And it has this spread formation. 2nd and 9. And this one's going to be picked off.
That's a bug.
Paul Krause pulls it in at the 24. Had all day.
Remember, Joel had trouble with Blocky earlier in the season. Blocky won 31-21 against JoelCP last time they met. And picking up where he started in that last game right now against Joel.
Late throw. Krause was in that deep blue, came back, made the play. So 7-0 here. Let's check what's going on in that Kiv Spot Me game. A must-win game for Spot Me, or his road's going to come to a close here in the Ultimate League.
Yeah, this is intense. Anytime you got Spot Me, please, in an elimination game against the prolific young Kiv, that's going to be good Madden football. And this was the part of Ultimate League I think everybody's always looking forward to, Scott. It's when you get to the end of the season, and there's a lot of implications in each one of these games, and we're not even in the playoffs yet.
Last time they met, young Kiv won 35-19. That was the biggest loss of the year for Spot Me, who's really, to be honest, RG, he's been in some close games, just really been unable to close them out. He's had opportunities late.
Well, the thing that Spot Me talked to me about in this game is he needed to beef up, and this is going to sound weird since young Kiv's such a prolific passer. He said he needed to beef up his run defense for young Kiv, because Kiv ran in that 35-19 win against Spot Me for 153 yards. Which, if you're playing young Kiv, he's already good enough passing the rock. You can't let him just tote the rock on the ground like that. So Spot Me beefing up that run defense. Let's see how it does for him in the Kiv's drive right here.
Spot Me gets the field goal. 3-point lead, 2:13 to go here in the first.
And in case you were wondering, Scott, how Spot Me's run game did in that last matchup against Kiv, negative 11 yards. So Kiv had some run D. He was ready for Spot, and I remember that game where you'd see the stats pop up, and you didn't even think they were real.
Drop by Hill. Let's get an update.
Guys, after a forced fumble and then an interception, Rico.
From way downtown, bang!
going up top. 94-yard touchdown pass. Blocky up 14-0. 2.5 minutes left in the first quarter.
Appreciate it, guys. Blocky taking care of business early against Joel. That means we got more opportunity to see the Kiva and spot me on a 3rd and 6.
Getting used to Blocky taking care of business, though, huh? You had a feeling he would come out in that game guns blazing with that first-round bye on the line.
And if you love John Madden football, maybe you don't have a horse in the race in this game, let me give you a reason you should be rooting for Spot Me, please. If he wins this one, it's not only going to set up a match against CVJ to see who gets into the playoffs, but Kiv and Skimbo would then be playing for the bye.
Yeah, and so imagine those two games going on, Scott.
Simultaneously, I mean, your head might pop.
And for that bye, just to put it in perspective, you don't only get to skip a free hell game, it's a $7,500 difference. You make the first round of the playoffs, you're at $12,500. But in that next round where the bye takes you, you guaranteed yourself $20,000 already, and that doesn't even include the $1,000 for each wins you accumulated on the season.
Bo Jackson, nice grab, totes it down to the 16-yard line. It's going to be a 1st and 10 for Kiv, already in the red zone.
Yeah, Kiv, and you talked about him running the ball against Spot Me last game. Well, he has one of the best, if not the best, passing attack in all of Ultimate League. Makes some of the best reads. He's thrown for, he's broken some records with the most 300-yard pass. I think he's the only player in Ultimate League, you get them to confirm that for us, that's thrown for over 300 yards in a game, and he's done it multiple times already.
We got our stat guy, Donnie Moore, in the nerd cave. Calculating. 2nd and 7. Warfield, the legend. Boy, Paul Warfield's been a difference maker. It's going to be 7-3 on the right side. Joel has worked his way down to the red zone on your left. Throws off its back foot.
Threw it away.
Awkward at best.
The wall physics not doing what it do right there.
We don't need no stinking walls. 3rd and 13. Mariota scrambling. X cut back, and he made the wrong read.
And I'll tell you, Scott, anytime you roll out like that and there's that much going on in your playmaker and the pressure's coming, you usually need to throw the ball away unless somebody's blatantly wide open, because this ends up being the end result.
Now, not trying to play Monday, morning quarterback there, but a high point to X on the back of the end zone was the read. If you're going to throw it anywhere, in
that situation, though, you see it from our best passers, young Kiv, Skimbo. They're willing to take sacks and throw the ball away often. And that's just one of those plays where nothing was obviously wide open. Don't take the chance, just throw it away. Unless it's 4th down, of course.
It's easy for us to say sitting up here in the booth. But that's 2 bad reads by Joel, and now Blocky is looking to blow this thing wide open. He knows he has Brandon Cooks just standing there on the sideline. 1st down and more, all the way down to the 34. A 3-yard pass that nearly went the distance.
Can't give Abbott Lopez,
no one's home, no one's there,
a.k.a. Blocky, that much time. He's been too surgical all season long.
2 for 2 for 143 yards.
Cinderella story, Scott. You called it. The 16 seed is balling out and on his run to get this 1st round bye in the Ultimate League playoffs.
So at the end of the first, Blocky with a 14-point lead, and Kiv with a score just before the end of the first. It's 7-3 over Spot Me, who's in a do-or-die game. Start of the second between JoelCP and Blocky. Down 14. Blocky's got the ball. Looking to add more to this. I'm not saying this could be the drive that ends the game, but all the momentum. I mean, from the opening kick has gone the way of Blocky.
I think one thing, though, worth mentioning is it's definitely not looking good for Joel, but if there's anything Joel showed us this season, it is an ability to come back from deficits, continue to fight, and, you know, win some games that you thought he was going to lose. So if you're Blocky, you cannot take your foot off the gas here.
And Mariota somehow slipped a tackler, but gets sacked at the 37.
Good user by Joel on that defense. He did a lot right there, Scott. Took away the route on the crossing pattern, then came down and made the tackle on the quarterback. You got to do a lot of work and fine work with your user defender in competitive Madden, and good job of that right there by Joel.
You got to secure the 3 points here. Do that first, and then you can open up. Nothing there.
Good defense again by Joel.
Can he get to the edge? That'll put him at the 34. Haven't seen Blocky kick a lot of long kicks this season. Hasn't had to. He's got the option between Prater or Goskowski. We'll see which one he's got. He's also got Justin Tucker on the list as well.
You got to be careful. If you're going to pass here, if you're Blocky, you just cannot take a sack.
Covers up that B route once again. He goes up top. Touchdown, Blocky.
Oh, my goodness. Blocky is surgical right now, Scott. It looked like it could have been a risky throw. I'm thinking Joel might have been able to click on and pick it, but I think he just put this right on the money. Look at the wheel route. And this is a pretty ball.
Henry able to haul it in. It's 21-0.
I'll tell you what, Scott. That is a great route combination for that cover one type defense that Joel likes to run. You flood the middle of the field. There's only one deep high safety. He needs to account for those deep crossing routes over the middle, and then you get your halfback one-on-one on a wheel up the sideline. And I'll tell you, I made some good money with that concept in my day.
4:03 to go in the half. Over here between Kiv and Spot Me. Keep you updated with what's going on with the onslaught that Blocky has brought to Joel's doorstep.
I couldn't believe that Derrick Henry was able to get open on that wheel route. Not known for his route running, but Blocky didn't seem to care.
So down here at the 10. Spot Me really needs to hold Kiv to a 3 here. 2nd and 9.
Man, Taylor Robinson. Ballard, West Virginia, the family man, wife Holly, son Reed at home watching, seeing him play for his Ultimate League life. One of the classiest competitors we have on the circuit, going up against one of the most accomplished and talented competitors in young Kiv. There's a matchup for two professionals here, Scott.
And if you're Kiv, what's at stake is you beat Spot Me here, and you don't have to try to go to the final game of the season having to beat having to beat Skimbo to have the opportunity to get the bye. You take care of it right now.
Well, I talked to him before the game started today, and he said the $1,000 is obviously really nice. You want that extra rack. And then in the game, if he does have to play Skimbo, there is a world where Skimbo could beat him, and if Skimbo beat Kiv by enough points,
that's right,
he could steal that bye right from Kiv. Big sack by Spot Me to force Kiv to kick the field goal here. So Kiv knows this is a big game. You don't want to be going into that game against Skimbo with any chance of losing that bye.
Lawrence Taylor making plays, pushes to a 4th and 19, so it's going to be 36-yard field goal for young Kiv to make it a touchdown game. Kick is up, and it's good. That's that out-of-position Heath, who was a kicker in high school.
Current safety. And this is why you want Heath, though, Scott, because you kick the ball off here, and now he's not one of your kickers that's, kind of wimpy on the tackling who's going to lay it down. You got an extra player on the field out there that can make a real tackle and land a hit.
Anytime you see a kicker with gloves on, he means business.
Is that him that made the tackle right there?
No.
42.
He would have had an opportunity, though. With number 42, Jimmy Lands, that's Duke Riley, excuse me. That wrapped him up.
Duke Riley's been all over the field here in this Ultimate League.
Yeah, if you don't have Duke Riley on your squad, you're doing it wrong.
That's one of those things in Ultimate League. We talk a lot about the spot. He's going deep.
And Warfield couldn't pull it in with a user swat by Kev.
Oh, man, that's a good play. See spot me right there in must-win situation. For young Kev, this is high-level Madden. He's going to click on, move into position, and hold that X button to go for the swat instead of the interception. And that's solid execution on defense by Kev. And there's the blitz.
At this point for these guys, it's literally muscle memory of knowing when you got to go for the swat. It's a big play.
Yeah, there's going to be situations where if you go for the interception, you won't make it there. But the swat would have got you what you needed. Kiv played it safe and now has spot me in a 3rd and 20 after the swat and a big sack followed by the big sack.
I mean, the first thing that goes through your mind is, okay, the AI is not going to get there. I got to click on first.
Yeah, I'm better.
And now I got to make a play.
Exactly. And these players do that, Scott. We've talked about it a lot. They are ready to go make plays themselves. They want to be in control of the situations, but this is big. This is big, Scott. Spot me's in his own territory. If he doesn't get this, Kiv's already in field goal range, can make it a 2-possession game. Huge play for Spot with his tournament life on the line in this game. Season life, excuse me.
Needs 9.
He dropped it. Oh, no!
Julio dropped it. And now Kiv will have it at the 29 with 1:23 to go in the half. In traffic. There was 3 players there. I know it's Julio. That was in traffic, and Langford almost got free.
That's rough as spot. He's in an all-out man blitz. Out of that $236, and he ran commit. Still let Langford get 6 yards.
Still has 3 timeouts for Spotman. There's Bo Jackson. Spins. Inside the 10 now, down at the 8.
And I asked Kiv about this Langford that he uses, Scott. He said he really likes Langford because he's the lowest cap halfback with 70 carry. He wanted at least 70 carry on his running back. He said Langford's the lowest cap he could spend to get that type of carry to help avoid the fumbles because he plays on that conservative ball carrier. Langford's also got 85 speed. He said that's his budget player. Much like Skimbo, they passed so much that they decided to tank that halfback position.
Let's look at the defense now for Spot Me. Man to man, and he's going to be bringing a lot. Might even run commit here. Able to stop Bo Jackson, and he'll burn another timeout. 1 remaining for Spot Me. 50 seconds left in the half. Kiv's knocking on the door at the 8. Got to hold him to 3.
Yeah, the way Spot's offense has not been clicking on all cylinders, holding to Kiv to 3 here is definitely ideal.
Bunch to the left. Inside, delay. That was Brooks holding on for dear life.
And when we talk about user players, it's not all about on pass coverage. You see Spot Me manually takes his linebacker, runs through the gap, blows up the run in the backfield. That was all Spot. Good stick work.
3rd and goal. Kiv, you cannot throw an interception, and I think that's why he's just going to hand it off. He's going to take this 30 seconds off the clock. And kick it through.
Yeah, the running the ball there, Spot Me not having any timeouts also factors in because you know you can pretty much just get to the end of this second quarter. Like you said, kick your field goal, 2 possessions. And anybody, if you could say, hey, you get to go into the second half of a ball game against Spot Me, please, up 2 possessions, 10 points. I think you'll take that 10 out of 10 times.
So Spot Me's earned 12 grand so far here in the league. Just outside that cut line, just on the bubble. Needs a second half comeback to keep his playoff hopes alive, or he might be going home early.
And we talk a lot about spot me. Can you imagine Stevie J right now? Can you get eyes on Stevie J? How dead serious he's got to be watching this game. All of a sudden, he's the biggest young kid fan in the room.
Let's go for a game update.
Oh, guys, for Blocky, the wheel route is so nice, you might as well run it twice. He is going to go deep up the left side, Rico.
Release, rotation, splash.
Big touchdown, up 28-3. If Blocky holds on and wins this game, he will secure his first round bye in the playoffs. Up 28-3, end of the first half.
Appreciate it, gents.
I'll tell you what, Blocky is exposing a hole in that defense by Joel. And Dreamy also likes to run it. That cover one robber, if you can start stretching the field up the middle of the field and have one of those halfbacks sneak around on that wheel route, that has been a money concept for years. You just don't see it often because so little people actually run cover one man, especially when playing on a high level.
If they're listening in Orlando, bring back man defense. Make it viable. So much fun. Final play of the half, sets up a screen, nearly threw a pick. Bosa was right there. That could have been disastrous. That'll do it at the end of the half, 13-3. Spot Me took an early lead, but Kiv with 13 unanswered. And Blocky disassembling JoelCP. Start of the third quarter. Only 10 minutes left for Spot Me Please here in the Ultimate League. He's going to fight. There's no doubt about that. Here's the bad news. He's got to kick it off to Kiv.
It's a big drive here for the kickoff. Oh, man, look at Spot Me just throwing defenders out of his way. I don't know if you saw that, but Spot Me just blew up the block. And you can do that, Scott. Sometimes if the ratings mismatch is enough, they'll do it automatically for you. But if you're running down on kickoff and some guy tries to block you and you flick that right stick up on him, you blow up that blocker, get him out the way. And it's an aggressive animation. I always like when that animation triggers.
No, even on pitch plays and 0-1 traps and all that kind of stuff, you got that guard coming over, just blow that guy up.
Yeah, I like
especially with the low cap offensive line that you see a lot of.
I really like it on the kickoffs though, because you're in that open field, you have room to blow them up and get your angle, especially when you're playing like a MUT Unlimited type mode where you got goons on the kickoff. It's easy to get yourself controlled on a player that you could hit stick one of those blockers, get him out your way.
Throws to the side. Oh, they say he got his feet in bounds. I don't know about that. Wow.
Look at his numbers. 10 for 11, 104 yards, a touchdown. Like, we're not tugging your chain when we're telling you Kiv's one of the best passers in all of the circuit. He's so consistent. You rarely see him make a bad read. We say these things because he's consistently able to portray that on the sticks. And that's what makes him such a special talent here on the circuit and why he's been one of the most consistent players. It just has such a cerebral passing attack. Very impressive.
I'm going to go one step further. Kiv is the best passer in Madden 18. So 2nd and 7 at the 49. 3:50 to go. And we got a lot of good ones, especially here in the Ultimate League. But through these first 9 games, there's been no one better than young Kiv. Boy, there's Blocky down there again. Probably going to kick the 3, make it 31-6. They got to stop showing me that game. I don't want to have nightmares later on. That's getting ugly.
I mean, that was a motivated Abbott Lopez, aka Blocky up there. One win away from that bye. Secure yourself $20,000 and you talked about it a little bit, Scott. How about the 16 seed who was on the bubble, chance to not even get into the Ultimate League?
Yeah.
Is going to end up getting that bye. And that's the type of story you'll love to see in competitive gaming. You just give somebody an opportunity. Sometimes they turn that opportunity into magic, and we're seeing that over there from Abbott Lopez.
Well, he was the Dolphins club champion, lost to Skimbo in the club championship. Problem right. Beat the Pittsburgh Steelers club champion in deliverance, and that was enough to get Blocky in. And we said it before, you know, once you get into the league, throw the seeds out the door. You know, it's a clean slate for everybody, and Blocky really took that to heart. 3rd and 10. Wentz. Pass lead up. I'm sick.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
Kiv's not happy about that. He doesn't like throwing into coverage. As a Madden player, this isn't how you want to make your living, but you'll take it, and spot me just an inch away from being able to animate and get an interception. It's literally a game of inches, Scott. A few frames later, that could be an interception.
Spot me looks back at this run. He's going to realize that he had a lot of chances. Still has time. 7 minutes left in the game. 7 minutes left in his Ultimate League life for Spot Me and Langford.
With Langford, the budget calf halfback, Scott, are you kidding me?
That's not the nail in the coffin, but Kiv right now putting it on Spot Me, please. He's down 17 with less than 7 minutes to go.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Don't do it to him, Langford. And yeah, you deserve a celebration there, Kiva.
So many close games that Spot Me could have won, and needs to win his next 2, or his playoff hopes are over. And right now you're down 17. You got the ball. You got to play perfect from here on out if you're Spot Me. You need big plays and you need stops. And Julio this time hangs on, works it to the 42. 1st and 10 now. You can see the look. You see the intensity. It's a man whose time is running out. And there's a fumble.
Goodness, it's out. Oh no, the O-lineman didn't pick it up.
Jermaine Whitehead, budget player extraordinaire, recovers the fumble while also ripping out Spot Me's heart.
Oh my goodness, that is rough. And I'm getting word from the back. So the way this works, Scott, is obviously if Kiv lost, what it's not looking likely now, it would be win or get in versus Skim. If he wins this game, the way the score is, the only way that Skim could, when he plays Kiv, get that bye, is he would need to beat Kiv by about 20, 22 points with the score as is, which isn't likely.
If anybody could do something like that, it's Michael Skimbo.
Is Mike Skim. And you know he'll know exactly the situation. He'll know how many points he needs to win by. You don't got to worry about that type of stuff with Mike Skim.
Well, in the Players Lounge earlier today, talking to Mike Skimbo, you know, he was talking about, you know, even if it's out of reach for me with point differential, that'll give me a game. That'll give me a free game to get to lab some long shots. You know, I'm going to come out and I'm going to air it out versus Kiv. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, that gives me an opportunity, you know, to practice some long balls against a good defender like Kiv. So he's trying to find a silver lining there.
When you Mike Skim, you want enough money where you don't got to go all out for the $1,000 game.
Let's get a quick update.
Turnovers, not the game that he wanted here, but he is going to fight back. High point touchdown to Mike Wallace, making this thing 31-13 at the end of the 3rd quarter.
Appreciate it, Dave. You know, the interesting factor in that one is, you know, Joel's going to be able to, he's going to be in the playoffs. It's not like it's over from him. He's not in the same situation that Spot Me's in here at the end of the 3rd quarter. But he's got to, you know, you got to get some sort of momentum here. You know, the game is almost out of reach. I'm not saying he can't fight here in the 4th. It is Madden football. Things happen, but, you know, you got to have some momentum sort of going into the next games, going into the playoffs. You don't want to take a big-time whipping here before the end.
Yeah, no, absolutely not. Momentum is a huge thing in Madden, Scott. It carries with you from game to game. And once you have it, you got to hold on to it for dear life because it could be gone just like that.
31-13, that's the deficit Joel's facing right now. And Spot Me in a must-win game is down 20-3 as we head into the fourth. Kiv and Spot Me, 5 minutes left for Spot Me here in the Ultimate League. He's going to have any opportunity of making the playoffs. It's a tough straw to draw and a must-win game to have to go up against young Kiv, who might be the best player in the world right now.
Yeah, and you got to remember, Spot Me is in this insane division of Skimbo, Kiv, and Stevie J. And, you know, he fights game in and game out, but he's going up against some real wolves on the sticks. And, you know, he's got the family, the full-time job. Sometimes it can be hard to keep up, and he's constantly able to keep up on a high level. Just some things just didn't go his way in this tournament. He was a few plays off all season long. Like you said, he's going to look back, and there's a lot of things that could have went his way that didn't.
That was a 4th and 2 by Kiv. Unable to get his feet in bounds, so all of a sudden Spot Me's got it.
Spot Me starts getting a little bit of momentum. Watch this get interesting.
If you're Mike Skimbo watching, every point that Spot Me can score here is almost like you scoring.
Yeah, that's a good point.
That's the situation too for Skimbo in the back.
Yeah, well, point differential being a thing. I'm surprised Kiv didn't just take his string.
Yeah. McKinnon gets a block, has some room. Gets out of bounds at the 50-yard line.
Needed to see a little stop and go action right there from Spot. He could have got icky.
82 is mine. I got 82. 82 is
So 1st and 10 now at the 50, trailing by 17. Play action. Just not has had anything open. It's taken too long for those routes to develop, and the aggressive pass rush by Kiv got there.
Yeah, his offense just isn't really clicking like we're used to seeing, Scott. And we've seen him make some really good plays. It's just not with the consistency that we're used to seeing him make those at. He's made some beautiful reads at some big touchdowns.
Here comes a blitz from the right, so he'll throw it to the right. Nice read by Spot Me. Let's get a quick game update.
Well, guys, it continues to get ugly over here for Joel as Blocky just using that truck stick and Derrick Henry over and over again. 38-13, first round bye, looking good.
I told you, Dave, don't show me that stuff anymore.
Got him. Nope.
Couldn't hang on for Julio. You know, that was a teachable moment, that play we had before the update, where you felt the pressure coming right at you from the right side, so that's where you got to go. That's the hole in the zone. It was a good read by Spot Me, but now he's got himself in another 4th and 3.
Yeah, it's the execution not as consistent as he needs it to be. Oh no, everything's to the right. It's all guarded. You need to just chuck.
Got to throw it up. Got to throw it up.
Let's go, man. Come on.
And you know, we talked about, you know, Mr. Spot Me, his wife Holly, you know, giving him the opportunity to come and do this. And, you know, you got all those people that support you, to rely on you. And you know what? When he gets back, and I'm sure they feel this way, there's nothing for Spot Me to be ashamed about the way this season went. He's one of the top players year in and year out. And sometimes this is just the way the cookie crumbles. You go up into this field of just wolves, and anything can happen. It's a few play difference. A couple things don't go his way, and it's tough to crawl back from that. And that's going to happen to any player if you get involved in competitive Madden. Your family and your friends and all your supporters, they need to understand that, sure, you're one of the best in the world, but it's going to be extremely hard to consistently go in there and win each week, each game. So they should be proud of Spot no matter what.
Mentioned married to a beautiful woman and full-time dad. He also gets as much Madden in as he can, and right now you're playing one of the best.
And Dave mentioned it early in the season. Dave got to go spend some time with Spot Me in Ballard, West Virginia, and When this guy walks around the city, you know, people recognize him. They know him. He's the one out there representing their hometown, putting in work, winning belts, taking home some extra bacon. Everything Spot Me Please has done has just been very impressive.
And Kiv doesn't get the first down there. Not to cut you off, RG, but Spot Me's got it again.
Yeah.
I mean, he's had these moments, I mean, the entire season. Keeps getting these lifelines. Just can't do anything with it. Finds Julio, gets out of bounds. That's a good start at the 39.
And the drive seemed to stall. We've seen him, you know, he picks up a couple first downs, he'll move the rock a little bit, then he'll stall out. Put a scoring drive together here, Spot.
Not including their, you know, Ultimate League winnings. These guys have combined over the last 3 seasons $150,000+ in winnings.
Yeah, and it's beautiful about esports competitive gaming. There's just a lot of money going around, a lot of money to be won, a lot of glory to be had.
Late read.
It's a beautiful thing to be a part of. And I think all these talented, you know, young men, they deserve these opportunities and the chance to compete at something they're passionate about while making some extra money on the side.
And he's been consistent. Both of these guys have. 3rd and 2. Sack will push him back to the 38, and this is 4th in the game. 4th in the league.
4th in the season, 4th in the league, 4th in the game. Big 4th down, fair to say.
17-point deficit, 4th and 9. You finish 15th. That put him in the toughest division. You're in a division with Kiv. You see what he can do. Skimbo, you know his resume. And then Stevie J. Of all the 16 players that we have, that's the last guy you want to play. A Stevie J running attack. You got to take some Dramamine before playing those games.
And to give you some perspective, that's a tough draw for Spot Me. But if you remember in last year's Madden Classic, he was also in one of those insane groups with Skimbo, Joke. I believe Problem was even in that group. And you know what? Spot Me went on to win that entire tournament, win that Madden Classic belt. So, again, a very talented player, tons of potential. Sure we'll see him again. Good season, but couldn't fight through the tough draw this time.
The only thing that Kiv is not going to like about this game is Blocky versus JoelCP just beat his league passing record. 410 yards passing against JoelCP. Not like this.
I'll tell you.
Not like this.
And I know what line that's. So that's a good line right there. Referencing the Matrix.
Oh yeah. Oh man.
Poor Switch. Oh, Switch, right?
I think so. 4th and 5.
Oh no.
So we're gonna have to do the nerd math here. So it's gonna be. It looks like it's gonna be. At this point, Spot Me can't score. I mean, it's gonna come down to some point differential here. We'll have Skimbo and Kiv playing each other.
I don't know how I feel about you always referring to it as the nerd math.
Because you got to get down in the nitty gritty. It's not, you know, the math I do is, okay, they're kicking a field goal. Let me add 17 to that. You know what I mean? That's easy math, right?
Okay.
Nerd math is when you get down there, you're trying to figure out point differential and, you know, you got to carry the one.
I've always been sensitive. You know what it is when I was growing up, I really liked that movie, Revenge of the Nerds.
Sure.
Felt like the nerds got a bad rap, but when they came back, you know, they took out the jocks, swagged around. We don't want to be like, what was it, Booger or Olga? No, Booger was one of the nerds. Olga was the one.
Yeah, he was a tough guy. He was the big guy. He was a grizzly.
I'm getting way too deep for some of the young bucks.
And come on, spoilers?
Yeah, you're right. None of them. Hopefully they don't go back. My bad.
1st and 10 at the 26. Spot Me still fighting to the 5. Every score here is like he's scoring for Skimbo.
Never thought when I'd wake up this morning, Revenge of the Nerd spoilers would be part of my problems. Big play, big touchdown here, especially for Skimbo if Spock can get this.
High points. Just out of reach. Couldn't get the feet down.
Crash down, crash. Hot.
Throws.
Can't get in.
Of course, the point differential in that Skimbo game. The nice thing about that is you're going head-to-head against the guy that you need to work the point differential against. So every time you go up 7, it's like he's going down 7, you know?
I just got a phone. Spot me can score right here. Skim would only need to beat Kiv by more than 16 points. Still a lot of points. That's a lot more manageable than, what, 23?
Slam.
63 seconds left in this one. Of course, Stevie J happy about the outcome of this one.
Yeah, oh my
Boyd's
God.
a hell game.
And Steven Javaruski.
4th and goal.
He's worked hard.
And hangs on Moorfield. Touchdown Skimbo. Spot me.
Pretty much. That was clever. Clever Scott.
And this is going to make it 10-point game. Out of timeouts. Got to go for the onside kick. We've seen crazier things happen.
Well, the other thing I'm thinking about is if you're Kiv, you've left some points on the board in this game several times.
At least 2 field goals for sure.
You could have kicked some field goals, helped your situation, and that could come back to bite you.
And I appreciate, Spot me continuing to fight.
Oh, yeah, there he goes.
That'll be it for him. Be a couple knees.
We've said a lot of good things about Taylor Robertson, but I'm telling you, you can't say enough. It's the full class act, but you know what? Hats off to young Kiv for handling business, staying consistent, and you got to also be happy for Stevie J.
Stevie J avoids a end of the season game, but try to keep his hopes alive, so he'll move on to the playoffs. Young Kiv with a 20-10 victory, and Blocky 38-20 over Joel, setting the all-time passing record at 410 yards. So, RG, it was right there for Spot Me, Please. He had the opportunity to control his own destiny, needed back-to-back wins. But the young Kiva, just too much for Taylor Robinson.
Yeah, hats off to young Kiv. We can't say enough good things about him. He's so consistent. We knew he was going to be a force in Ultimate League. He's as advertised. And for Spot Me, Please, that's going to be a tough loss. That's going to be one that's going to sting for a while. But you know what? Hold your head high. You're one of the best competitors we got. And just use that for motivation going into next season. And I'm sure we'll see you make plenty of noise at that time.
Well, our own Adrian Lawrence is standing by with both Kiv and Spot Me.
Yes, gentlemen, incredible finish. Congratulations, Kiv. Spot Me, let me turn to you first, since now your season kind of has come to an end. How was the experience for you in the Ultimate League?
It's always a blast hanging out with these guys. They're a lot of fun. We have a good time, and the Ultimate League was a blast all around, so it was just a good time.
And in terms of next season and getting back on the big stage, what do you plan to do to prepare?
Just playing like I always do. I plan to be back next year. Hats off to Kiv. I said coming into the league, I think he's the best player without a belt. It won't surprise me if he gets one here.
All right.
Appreciate it.
Best to you. And Kiv, congratulations on your win. Now you are, 7-2, and you go on to play Skimbo next. And I'm informed that Skimbo would need to beat you by 16 points in order to take the bye away from you. How does that sit with you?
I feel like I'm in good position with that. I'm just going to try to control the game and play my style, and hopefully we'll get the bye. But I just want to say, this man, I have the most respect for him. He has a full-time job. He's got a family. He's got a kid, and he's still able to compete. For all the naysayers that say that you have to commit all this time to be good at Madden, this man is a perfect example of how you can have a family, full-time job, and still be one of the best players in the world.
Awesome. Thank you very much, and all the best to you. To you, Dave and Rico.